What's bonking, guys? Today I am talking about Persona 5 Strikers. So I might have mentioned this game before. I can't remember. I did make a video about Persona 5 Royal. That was like one of my worst performing videos, but I've kind of been running out of ideas lately, and I just figured I want to get something out. So yeah, I figure I'll talk about this because I've been seeing a lot of like ads for a Persona 5 like Phantom. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Persona 5, like some like X. I don't know, something like that. And then one of my friends was talking about it, so I figured I'd do a video on Persona 5 Strikers because I still wanted to do that. And yeah, so that's what I'm playing today, and that's what I'm showing you guys. So I'm trying something a little different here, actually. I am actually recording as I'm playing, so hopefully that works out well. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so you can see the gameplay right now. I'm attacking. It doesn't work like how it does in like the first Persona 5 or Royal. It's not like a turn-based. It's a hack and slash. So you have to I just spam square basically, and those are my attacks. Or you can see here I'm able to use spells, so I can move through and use the right spell to attack them. Now I should mention I'm in the first jail right now, so everything I'm fighting is really weak. I'm doing that because the music, like the theme music in this jail, I really like, and then also because what is it called? There's like a really strong shadow in each jail, which I should probably mention. They're called jails, not palaces. I might have just called it a palace, so that was by mistake. But I'm in the first one, and that's partially because there's like these really strong shadows you can find in each jail, and I've never been strong enough to fight them, so I figure I'm going to start with the one in the first jail. But yeah, I'll get back into mechanics and shit later. I figure for now I'll talk about like the story of the game. So it's, as you can already tell by the combat, it is different from Persona 5 like Royal and Strikers. You don't use like the same combat style. There's no confidants, unfortunately. That's one of the biggest, I think, like disappointments about the game is there's no confidants. So a lot of my favorite characters, Kawakami, Takemi, and there's no Mishima. Like, come on. Those are some of my favorite characters, and they're just not in the game. Sojiro is in the game just for a little bit. He is in the beginning, and then he's at the very end of the game for like a little bit. But otherwise, it's just the main group. So another thing I should probably mention, there will be minor spoilers. I'll let you guys know when there is a spoiler. There won't be very much, but like, for example, I'm going to talk about the like group, like the Phantom Thieves, and I'm not planning to omit any of them. So yeah, just, be aware of that. I will say all of the characters I'm using, I shouldn't say all of them. I'm trying to steer clear of new characters. So I do have one character, her name is Sophie, in my group, and that's because I tried playing without her, and we got wiped because it's been a while since I played this game. It's been like 6 or 7 months. And so I needed her on my team to heal everybody. So that's why I have her on there. But everybody else is from the original game. There's another new teammate you meet, but I don't have him on my team. So yeah. Also, the music you're hearing right now, that's what I was talking about. That's one of my favorite themes in this game. I love it. I think it's really good. A lot of people like Persona music. I do like it. I think it's generally overrated, but I do like this song. And, as overrated as it is, I do still really like Persona music. But yeah, so basically the group now, this game takes place during summer break, and they are like traveling across Japan because these new things called jails showed up, which work like palaces, but they're not quite the same. I won't get into all the nuances and how they're all different because that would, that's kind of complicated and it would take time, and I'm just not going to do that. But just know they work in a similar way, but they're not the same. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now is I'm doing a jail. You still have to, use a calling. You still have to send a calling card. You still defeat shadows in there. You still have to take down the leader, but instead, now they're called monarchs instead of, palace rulers. So they work a little different. And the villains in this game, this is kind of a light spoiler, but they're actually not really evil people. They're all redeemable in some way, at least from what I can recall. You don't really encounter truly bad people in this game. Whereas in the first game, 2 of the palace rulers were good people, but everybody else was just a fucking dickhead. So that's a little different here. But yeah, otherwise it's still like the Phantom Thieves doing what's right. They're saving people. and going into the metaverse. Well, the metaverse is different. I won't get into why. That's a pretty big spoiler for the original game. But, you know, there is a reason that, you know, we're using jails instead of palaces, because palaces can't exist. So yeah. But, oh shit, this guy's a lot stronger than I thought. But yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of like the main thing of the story. Which is that you have like hangouts. So it's not quite like confidants, like it doesn't like rank you up or anything, but it'll give you the option to hang out with a few people. Like it happens twice that I can think of. Like one time it's like riding the Ferris wheel, and you can either ride with the boys or you can pick one of the girls to go with. Or there's like another time later where you can either just go with the group of boys or go with the group of girls. Oh yeah, like combat. So as you guys can see, it's different, but you'll also notice I'm still getting one mores. I'm still getting, fucking, the things, what are they called? All out attacks. But you know, as I said, things are different. Like for example, Makoto, this is really cool. She's on Johanna. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. You can switch your character. So you can see I started with Joker, but like right now I'm running around with Makoto. I was running around with Ryuji a little bit ago. And so, or like here, you know, again, you can see I'm Ryuji. So you can switch. It's the same thing with how you do it in the original, like in the first game, where you can do like a baton pass. And so that'll like, you know, they like touch hands and that goes to the next person. Showtimes are also in this game. I was trying to I charged mine up a little bit, but because I switched my palace, you can't see it anymore. So you probably won't see it. I'll have to put a clip. But I really like Makoto's Showtime. Hers is pretty cool. Ryuji's, I like his too. But they work different. Instead of two characters working together, it's, oh, cool. Instead of two characters working together, it's, oh shit, you got slammed out. It's one character who is just like doing some crazy shit. So, you know, they do work different than in the first game. Yeah. And that's the main thing I was just thinking of. I'm sure there was something else. Oh, the boss fight. That's one thing. I really like the boss fight. Oh, also, actually, never mind. I'll get to that later. But I do really like the boss fight. I won't spoil the boss fight for the first game, but their design is similar. But I actually really like the way you fight this character. You have to use all 9 of your party members. So I think that is really cool because, yeah, it's forcing you to use characters you didn't really use. Like, for example, Ann, I didn't use her. I don't care about Ann. I didn't use Morgana. I don't hate Morgana, but I didn't use them. I only really used Ryuji, Makoto, Haru, and Sophie. That's it. And then I used the new character, which you will see his name down there. Not a big deal, but that's not his, like, code name. I used him a little bit because he's actually pretty good, but I just used the characters that I wanted, so it's pretty good that it lets you well, it made you like use characters you normally wouldn't in order to beat the boss. There was like, it's split into 3. You had to fight the main boss herself with 3 team members, and then you had to send the other 6 to go defeat these like orbs she had, which used powers. So you had to, you know, split up your group, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was genuinely a really good fight, so I recommend that. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the story is a direct sequel to the vanilla Persona 5. So if you played, what's it called? If you played Royal like I did, some things will be a little bit different. So if you played the 3rd semester, which what I did was I played Persona 5, oh shit, I gotta take it out. I played Persona 5 Royal, I played Persona 5 Royal only to the end of the 2nd semester, and then I played Strikers. So I had, you know, like waited, and then after I got done with this game, then I went back and I played Persona 5 Royal again, and that time I did the 3rd semester. But do know there are some differences. It is a direct sequel to the original, not to this game. So, not to Royal. So some characters like, what are their names? Maruki, Yoshizawa, and Jose are not in this game. Like, there's no mention of them or anything. Like, basically in this timeline, they just don't exist. So do keep that in mind. And, you know, like, the events of the 3rd semester just don't happen here. But other than that, it's basically the same. This game takes place, I think it's 6 months after the first one, if I remember correctly. After, like, you know, vanilla Persona 5. So there's that. But, you know, you can, of course, play Royal and then this if you want. Yeah. And yeah, that's those. Excuse me. That's all I can really think of right now. I feel like this was kind of a wreck, but okay. So I had stopped recording, and then I like listened through, and I decided that I felt like I had missed some things. So you'll see this is a very different clip, but it's filmed like 10 minutes after the last one. So I figure I'll fill you guys in. I did end up defeating that last boss. Sorry, not boss. That like strong opponent. I did end up defeating him. And I actually used Ryuji's Showtime in the process. So unfortunately, I didn't catch that on camera. But I do have a recording of Ryuji's Showtime and Makoto's. So I'll probably show you guys those. And I have Joker's too, but I don't really care for his. But yeah, just a few other things I figured I wanted to touch on. Now that I say that, I kind of forgot a little bit. Oh, actually, I do remember one thing. So time passes differently. I'm sure you remember this in Persona 5 Striker and Persona 5 Royal and the vanilla version. If you went to the metaverse, like you could be in the metaverse for 2 seconds, but as soon as you leave, the day passes. So like, for example, let's say it's March 23rd, my birthday. If you are in the metaverse on March 23rd and then you spend 2 seconds in there and then you leave, once you come back from the metaverse, it'll be evening, March 23rd. It won't be the daytime anymore. It'll be evening. So all you can do is do shit around the house. You know, so it does pass time. Whereas in Persona 5 Strikers, it's actually kind of interesting. It starts on my sister's birthday, actually. I thought that was really interesting. But like, let's say it's, the game ends in August. Like, let's say it's like August 8th or something. Even if you spend like 3 hours in the jail and then you like leave and come back, it'll still be the same day, because basically like the time, it works differently in this game. You have to complete objectives and shit in order for time to pass. So that is a very distinct difference. I did that all the time. I would leave to go heal, and then I would just come back and no time had passed. So that's a very distinct difference. Maybe that's a good thing to you, maybe that's a bad thing. I kind of liked it in the sense that if I was unprepared, I could leave and I didn't waste time. But at the same time, I also kind of didn't like that, like, I was forced to do it in one day if I just wasn't ready, you know, and maybe I just wasn't feeling it. I had to do it then anyway. So that was a little annoying, but not a huge deal. And yeah, you know, it's not the end of the world. One thing I do like how fleshed out combat is. I think I kind of glossed over this, but you can see I'm using Makoto again. Like, Makoto, I really like her shit because she rides Johanna. So you'll see, like, she can pop a wheelie, if I don't get fucking beat. Okay, see, like, there you go. Like, there was the wheelie. Or, like, she can actually ride Johanna for a little bit. I don't know how you do it, but it is possible for her to just, like, ride Johanna. So I think that's really cool. And as I mentioned, her showtime's pretty cool. So I think combat's, like, you know, it's fleshed out. And there's, like, all these upgrades you can do, too. I'm trying to remember. Oh, bond, that's what it's called. So here you can see I have, like, bond points, and you can put those into, like, certain skills. Like, I have 15 bond points. I just don't know where to put them. But here I can put them into, like, leveling up various skills that'll help me. And just like, you know, Persona 5, like, Royal and the original one, you can equip your characters with, like, armor and better weapons and all that. So that's pretty cool. They're not stuck with the same ones. Like, you can see Makoto, she has these, like, interesting, like, blades on her fists. So, and, you know, just like in Royal and, you know, the vanilla game, they all have their own different weapon type. So, like, Sophie uses yo-yos, you know, and then every other character is the same. So if you know what they use, then, you know, I don't even need to say it. You already know. But yeah, there's that. And then, yeah, you know, the story takes place over a very short period of time. It takes place over, like, I think it's a month. Like, it takes place during the summer. So it's, like, in Persona 5 Royal, it takes place across almost a whole year. In fact, if you do the third semester, I think it is a full year. Because the game starts in, what, like, March? It's, like, a little bit, I think it's late March, early April. And then if you don't do the first semester, it ends on Christmas. That's the last day. But if you do, like, well, that's the last day you play. The story technically ends like early March, I think. But if you do the third semester, then I think it goes into like February, March. I'm not sure. I haven't finished it yet. So I know it definitely does go into February, but it might go into March. I'm not fully sure. So, you know, that's a big difference, is like the amount of time. But otherwise, it's not too different. It's definitely, if you liked the first one, I think you'll like the second one. I don't think I could say that I definitively prefer one over the other. I think they're probably pretty equal in my eyes. I like certain things about each of them. You know, as I mentioned, I really didn't like that we don't have confidants in this game. I missed some of the characters, so that was very unfortunate. But, you know, it is what it is. It was different. You know, it was funny, like the base game is. That's a big part of the appeal to me, was how funny Persona is. So, you know, there's definitely that. And yeah, that's all I can think of right now. If anything else comes to my mind, I'll just do another edit. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, bye.